Hello, I'm going to try something new today and record a video for your revision, but also explaining possibly where you went wrong in your homework, or sorry, the work you did before half term. So this is the short difficult passage of Cicero, and I'm just going to take you through it. Hopefully, as I say, you will look at this again for revision purposes, but we shall see. So it begins nunc iam, so really now. I think we only need it once. So now. Then we've got the verb here, exponam. You can see from the glossary that exponam is a future. It's obviously a third conjugation verb. So I will set forth summatim briefly. Then we have a relative clause, quibus criminibus opionicus damnatus sit. Quibus crimin, whatever that says, with which crimes, or on what crimes, or for what crimes, Opionicus, and then damnatus sit, was condemned. Notice the sit is in the subjunctive. Why is it in the subjunctive, Maddie? It's because, of course, it is an indirect question. So now I will explain or set forth on for which crimes Opionicus was condemned. So we move on. Up to positis, subjunctive. So it's a purpose clause. So that positis, you can. Obviously, possum takes a prolative infinitive, perspicere, so that you can perceive or understand, both and, so both the constantiam, the firmness of aulus cluentius, and the rationem, the reason of the accusation, accusationis, so that you can, or you might perceive both the firmness of aulus cluentius and the reason for the accusation. Next, ac primum, but first, verb ostendam, I will show, quae fuerit, what was the causa accusandi, the cause of accusing, or the cause of the accusation. Accusandi is, of course, a gerund of accusing. But first, I will show what was the cause of the accusation. We then go into another ut clause with another subjunctive, and it's again another purpose clause, so that you can see, obviously accusative infinitive then, aulus cluentium is the accusative subject, fecisse is the verb, so that you can see that Cluentius did this, or it, this. Ipsum goes with the id, so this very thing. Ipsum doesn't agree with Cluentium, or doesn't go with Cluentium. So that you might see that Aulus Cluentius did this very thing. And then we've got coactum, a participle that does agree with Cluentium, driven, and then we've got ablatives of instrument by force and necessity, if you like. Okay, we then have a long cum clause. So we've got cum, we've got the pluperfect subjunctive, obviously another pluperfect subjunctive, a imperfect subjunctive, and then posset esse, so posset is another imperfect disjunctive, and then finally the main verb accusavit Oppianicum, so he accused Oppianicus. But we have to go all the way back to the cum. So when he had manifesto openly deprehendisse, detected, I guess comprehended, but understood, so let's say detected, when he had openly detected the venom, the poison, and then we go into a quad clause, a relative clause, which Oppianicus, the vir matris, the husband of Cluentius's mother, had prepared for someone. It could be Oppianicus himself, it could be Oppianicus's mother. So we could have had prepared for her, or had prepared for him. And then we move on, and this thing, tenerator, was held, was grasped, possibly was understood, not by conjecture, so that's in the ablative, not by guesswork or conjecture, but by eyes and by hands. So it's understood physically rather than just by guesswork. So we've got neque, and not, and then we've got ula. So that makes a sort of litotes, I suppose, making it more much stronger than just a nulla. And there could not be, with the essay, ulla, any dubitatio, any doubt in this case, Oppianicus, he, Cluentius, accused Oppianicus. So the whole sentence, quickly, when he openly had grasped or got hold of the poison which Oppianicus, the husband of his mother, had prepared for him, and this fact, this deed, was understood, was grasped not by conjecture, but by his very eyes and hands, and there could be not any doubt in this case, he accused Oppianicus. Finally, this is a sentence most of you got wrong. Quam constanta et quam diligenta postea dicam. It's always, in a case like this, start with the verb. Dicam, I will say. Postea, later. Quam constanta, quam diligenta. So, how constanta, firmly, I guess, how constanta, how firmly, and how diligently I will say later. So, now, the whole thing. Now I will briefly explain on which charges Oppianicus has been condemned, so that you can perceive both the firmness of Aulus Cluentius and the reason for the accusation. And first I will show what was the cause of the accusation, so that you might see that Aulus Cluentius did this thing compelled by force and necessity. When he had openly discovered the poison which Oppianicus, his mother's husband, had prepared for him, and this thing was not held by conjecture alone, but by his eyes and by his hands, and there could not be any doubt in this cause, he accused Oppianicus. How firmly and how diligently, I will later say. I hope this helps, and I do hope you come back to look at it.